every 65 seconds, another American is diagnosed with dementia. That's nearly 1,400 people every single day. And while age is a big factor, what if I told you that dementia isn't always caused by getting older? Here's a truth that may surprise you. For many seniors, the problem could be hiding inside the medicine cabinet. Pills you've trusted for years, whether for allergies, heartburn, bladder issues, sleep, or even mood, may quietly speed up memory loss and trigger confusion. And the scariest part? Most seniors are never warned about this risk. They're told these medications are safe or routine, when in reality, some of them block critical brain chemicals, starve your neurons of nutrients, or even mimic the earliest signs of Alzheimer's disease. But here's the hopeful side. Knowledge is power. If you know which medications carry these risks, you can protect yourself. You can work with your doctor to switch to safer options, adjust your habits, and keep your memory sharper for longer. So in today's video, we're going to count down 9 common medications that can quietly harm your brain health. We'll reveal not only the dangers, but also the safer alternatives and practical steps you can take right now. Stick with me, because protecting your memory could start today. Dementia is one of the fastest growing health concerns for older adults in the United States. According to the Alzheimer's Association, nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are currently living with Alzheimer's or related dementias. And that number is expected to double by 2050. For many families, the story is painfully familiar. A loved one slowly begins forgetting conversations, misplacing items, or struggling to recognize faces. Over time, independence slips away. When we hear the word dementia, most of us think of aging, genetics, or maybe lifestyle choices. But what often goes unnoticed is how medications, yes, everyday prescriptions, and over-the-counter pills can play a hidden role. Studies from major research centers, including Harvard Health and the Mayo Clinic, have shown that certain drugs can shrink key brain regions, reduce nutrient absorption, or suppress the very chemicals your neurons need to communicate. The tricky part is that these effects don't always appear overnight. They creep in gradually. Little brain fog here, a forgotten appointment there. Seniors often chalk it up to just getting older. Family members may dismiss it as stress or fatigue. But in reality, these subtle changes can be drug-induced and, unlike Alzheimer's disease, in some cases, the damage is reversible once the medication is changed. Let's put a face to this. Imagine Mary, a 72-year-old grandmother from Ohio. She prided herself on being active and independent. But she started forgetting where she parked her car at the grocery store. Then she misplaced her keys more often. Her children worried she was developing Alzheimer's. After a medical review, her doctor discovered the real culprit, the pink PM pill she'd been taking nightly for sleep. Within weeks of stopping, Mary's clarity began to return. Unfortunately, Mary's story isn't rare. Millions of seniors take medications for heartburn, bladder control, sleep, anxiety, or pain without realizing these pills may be quietly eroding memory. And because many of these medications are prescribed by different doctors or bought over the counter, the risks can add up in silence. This is especially dangerous when seniors take multiple drugs that interact with each other. The bottom line is this: dementia isn't always inevitable. Sometimes it's preventable. By learning which medications carry risks, by asking questions, and by working with healthcare providers, seniors and their families can take control. In the next section, we'll look at why these medications harm the brain in the first place, what's happening inside your neurons when certain pills interfere with memory. Understanding the why makes it much easier to see why safer alternatives matter. So why do some medications hurt the brain? Let's keep it simple. Your brain works like a busy switchboard. Nerve cells talk to each other using tiny messengers called neurotransmitters. When these messengers are blocked or weakened, memory and focus start to slip. Many common drugs interfere in one of 4 ways. 1. Blocking acetylcholine. This chemical is key for memory and alertness. Some allergy, bladder, and old antidepressant pills block it. Without enough acetylcholine, the memory center of your brain, called the hippocampus, struggles. That's why brain fog or forgetfulness can appear. 2. Reducing vitamins. Acid reflux drugs like PP lower stomach acid, but stomach acid is needed to absorb vitamin B12. Without B12, nerves don't fire well. Seniors may feel confused, weak, or depressed. 3. Lowering cholesterol too much. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and cholesterol is part of the insulation around nerves.
Wow.
Some statins cut cholesterol so low that brain cells can't send signals smoothly. The result? Slower thinking and memory lapses. 4. Slowing the brain down. Sleep and anxiety drugs calm the brain, but too much calm feels like a fog. Seniors may feel dull, less alert, or not themselves. The biggest risk is polypharmacy, taking several medications at once. Each pill may cause only a small issue, but together, they pile up. That's why many seniors are misdiagnosed with dementia, when in fact, their brain is weighed down by medicine. The good news? Unlike Alzheimer's, drug-related memory loss can often be reversed. When the risky medications are reduced or replaced, many seniors notice sharper thinking again. Now, let's start our countdown with number 9, a pill that millions of seniors keep right by the bedside. Number 9 on our list is diphenhydramine. You probably recognize it by its brand name Benadryl. It also hides in many nighttime or PM products like Tylenol PM and Advil PM. For many seniors, it feels harmless. It's cheap, over-the-counter, and easy to find. You take it for allergies or to help with sleep. But here's the problem. Diphenhydramine is part of a drug group called anticholinergics. These drugs block acetylcholine, a brain chemical that helps you stay alert and form memories. As we age, our natural levels of acetylcholine already decline. Adding a medication that blocks it makes things worse. The result can be foggy thinking, trouble finding words, and memory lapses that often look like early dementia. Research shows the risk is real. Seniors who regularly use strong anticholinergic drugs like diphenhydramine had up to a 54% higher chance of developing dementia compared to those who did not. Take Jim, a 70-year-old retiree. He began using Tylenol PM every night for sleep. After a few months, he noticed he was forgetting names and misplacing his wallet. His family feared the start of Alzheimer's, but when his doctor reviewed his medications, the diphenhydramine was identified as the cause. Once Jim stopped taking it, his memory began to improve. So what are safer options? First, check your labels. If you see PM, nighttime, or diphenhydramine, ask your doctor before continuing. For allergies, non-sating choices like loratadine, often sold as Claritin, are much less risky for the brain. For sleep, focus on healthier habits, keeping a regular bedtime, avoiding caffeine late in the day, and dimming lights in the evening. If extra support is needed, ask your doctor whether melatonin is right for you. The takeaway is simple. Just because a pill is available without a prescription does not mean it's safe for long-term use. For seniors, diphenhydramine may quietly erode memory, one night at a time. Number 8 on the list is proton pump inhibitors, also known as PPIs. These include well-known drugs like Prilosec, Nexium, and Prevest. They are often prescribed for heartburn, acid reflux, or GERD. Many seniors take them for years because the moment you stop, the burning comes back. But long-term use comes with a hidden cost. PPIs don't just reduce stomach acid. They also block your body from absorbing vitamin B12, which is essential for memory, focus, and mood. Without enough B12, nerve cells cannot communicate properly. This can cause fatigue, confusion, and forgetfulness that looks a lot like early Alzheimer's disease. The risks go further. Studies show seniors who use PPIs regularly have about a 44% higher chance of developing dementia compared to those who do not. PPIs also reduce magnesium and calcium absorption, which are vital for brain signaling. Some research even links PPIs to higher levels of amyloid plaques, the same toxic proteins found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Let's look at an example. Linda, a 68-year-old from Arizona, took Nexium every day for more than a decade. Slowly, she began struggling with word recall and focus. She assumed it was just aging. But when her doctor checked, her B12 levels were very low, caused by years of acid suppression. With supplements and a switch to a safer medication, her mental clarity improved. So what are the safer steps? Never stop PPIs suddenly. It can make reflux worse. Instead, ask your doctor about tapering off gradually. For many seniors, H2 blockers such as famotidine, sold as Pepcid, are gentler on the brain. Lifestyle changes also help. Eat smaller meals, avoid lying down right after eating, cut back on spicy foods, and raise the head of your bed at night. Some people also find natural relief with deglycerinated licorice, a compound that soothes the stomach lining without harming memory. The bottom line is this: PP may ease heartburn, but long-term use can quietly drain the brain of nutrients it needs to stay sharp. Safer options are available, and your doctor can help you make the switch. Number 7 is bladder control medications, especially oxybutynin, often sold under the brand name Ditropan. These drugs are commonly prescribed to seniors who struggle with urinary incontinence or an overactive bladder. On the surface, they seem helpful. No one wants to deal with frequent bathroom trips or accidents. But here's the problem. Oxybutynin also belongs to the group of drugs called anticholinergics. That means it blocks acetylcholine, the brain chemical that helps with memory and alertness. Unlike some milder medications, oxybutynin easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. This allows it to directly affect the hippocampus, the memory center of the brain. Research shows how serious this risk can be. In one large study, seniors over the age of 65 who used strong bladder control medications for more than a year had a 49% higher chance of developing dementia. Yes, nearly 1 in 2. For many seniors, the warning never comes. Doctors prescribe oxybutynin for bladder issues, but patients are not always told about the potential effects on memory. Families often notice changes, misplaced items, confusion, or difficulty following conversations. These problems are mistaken for normal aging when in fact, the medication may be the cause. Consider the story of Helen, a 74-year-old from Florida. She started taking oxybutynin to manage nighttime bathroom trips. Within a year, she became forgetful, missed doctor's appointments, and had trouble managing her bills. Her family thought dementia was setting in. But after her medication was changed to a safer option, many of her symptoms improved. So what can seniors do? Ask your doctor about alternatives. A newer medication called mirabegron, sold under the brand name Myrbetriq, works differently. It does not block acetylcholine and is generally considered safer for brain health. Lifestyle changes can also help. Limit caffeine, schedule bathroom visits, and avoid drinking large amounts of liquid before bed. The takeaway is clear. Bladder medications like oxybutynin may control one problem, but create another, far more serious one for your memory. Safer choices exist, and a conversation with your doctor can make all the difference. Number 6 on our list is statins. These are some of the most prescribed drugs in the world. Names like simvastatin, atorvastatin, Zocor, or Lipitor may sound familiar. Doctors often prescribe them to lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart attack or stroke. For many seniors, statins feel like a safety net. But here's the concern. Cholesterol is not just about heart health. It's also essential for the brain. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. Cholesterol is a key ingredient in building the myelin sheath, the protective coating that allows signals to travel smoothly between brain cells. When cholesterol is lowered too aggressively, the brain may not have enough material to maintain this insulation. The result can be slower thinking, confusion, or memory gaps. In a recent study, seniors over the age of 70 who had been on statins for more than 3 years had a 26% higher risk of mild cognitive impairment. Those on high doses showed even more noticeable declines. Some seniors report sudden moments of memory loss. They forget a familiar driving route, or they can't recall the name of someone they've known for years. These episodes are frightening and often mistaken for the beginning of dementia. Take Robert, a 72-year-old from Michigan. After starting a high-dose statin, he began to lose focus and had trouble remembering details at work. His doctor eventually switched him to a different type of statin that does not cross the blood-brain barrier as easily. Within months, Robert felt more like himself again. So what are the safer steps? First, remember that not all statins affect the brain the same way. Options like pravastatin or rosuvastatin are less likely to interfere with memory. Second, lifestyle changes can help manage cholesterol naturally. A Mediterranean-style diet, regular exercise, and maintaining a healthy weight are all proven to support both heart and brain health. The message is simple. Statins can save lives, but in some cases, they may harm memory. Seniors should not stop these drugs on their own, but they should talk with their doctor about dose adjustments or safer alternatives. Protecting your heart should not mean sacrificing your brain. Number 5 is benzodiazepines. These include well-known drugs like Valium, Ativan, and Xanax. They are often prescribed to treat anxiety, panic attacks, or sleep problems. At first, they feel like lifesavers. They calm racing thoughts, ease panic, and help you fall asleep. But here's the problem. Benzodiazepines don't just relax the body. They also slow down brain activity. Over time, that calming effect can turn into a mental fog. Seniors who take them often describe feeling dull, disconnected, or not themselves. Research makes the risk clear. A large study found that seniors who used benzodiazepines for more than 3 months had a 51% higher chance of developing Alzheimer's disease. The risk was even higher with long-acting drugs like Valium, which stay in the body longer and build up in brain tissue. What does that look like in real life? Imagine Susan, a 69-year-old widow who started using Ativan to manage anxiety after her husband passed away. At first, it helped her sleep. But within a year, she noticed her memory slipping. She repeated questions, forgot appointments, and struggled to follow conversations. Her children feared dementia. When her doctor gradually tapered her off the medication, Susan's clarity slowly returned. The hardest part is that stopping benzodiazepines suddenly can be dangerous. Withdrawal may cause severe anxiety, agitation, or even insomnia, worse than before. That's why no senior should quit these drugs without medical guidance. So what are the safer steps? Work closely with your doctor to taper the dose gradually. Alternatives like buspirone, a non-sedating anxiety medication, may help without harming memory. For sleep, cognitive behavioral therapy and better bedtime habits can restore rest without the foggy side effects. The lesson here is simple. Benzodiazepines may calm the mind in the short term, but long-term use can quietly damage memory and independence. Seniors deserve solutions that protect both peace of mind and brain health. Number 4 is amitriptyline, often sold under the brand name Elavelle. It's an older antidepressant that doctors still prescribe today, not only for depression, but also for nerve pain, migraines, and sometimes even insomnia. At first glance, it looks like a helpful multi-purpose pill. But here's the catch. Amitriptyline is one of the strongest anticholinergic drugs still in use. Remember acetylcholine, the brain chemical that helps with memory and alertness? Amitriptyline blocks it powerfully. For seniors who already have lower acetylcholine levels, that can be devastating. Research shows the danger clearly. In a large study of older adults, those who took high doses of strong anticholinergic medications, like amitriptyline over many years, had a 54% greater risk of developing dementia. And the problem isn't just at high doses. Even smaller, nightly doses taken for sleep can slowly erode memory and concentration. The saddest part is that many patients are never warned. They're prescribed amitriptyline for sleep or pain. And months later, they notice foggy thinking, trouble finding words, or short-term memory loss. It feels like natural aging, but it's drug-induced decline. Take Carol, a 71-year-old from Texas. She was given amitriptyline for chronic nerve pain. Over time, she felt more forgetful, misplacing keys and losing track of conversations. Her family thought she was developing dementia. When her doctor switched her to a safer alternative, her clarity began to return. So what are the safer steps? For nerve pain, options like duloxetine or gabapentin can bring relief without the same level of cognitive risk. For sleep, melatonin or low-dose doxapan, which has a much milder anticholinergic effect, may be safer. For mood support, newer antidepressants such as sertraline or escitalopram are generally considered better choices for seniors. The message is clear. Amitriptyline may seem useful, but its impact on memory is significant. Seniors deserve treatments that relieve pain or support mood without sacrificing brain health. Number 3 on our list is paroxetine, better known by its brand name Paxil. It's part of a drug class called SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These are modern antidepressants that doctors often prescribe for depression and anxiety. At first glance, Paxil seems similar to other SSRIs like Zoloft or Lexapro, but here's the important difference. Paroxetine is the only SSRI with strong anticholinergic effects. That means, like some of the older drugs we've talked about, it blocks acetylcholine lines, memory messenger. And that difference matters. Research shows seniors who take paroxetine are more likely to experience short-term memory problems, reduced attention span, and difficulty recalling words compared to those on other antidepressants. In one review, older adults on paroxetine had about a 30% higher chance of showing early signs of cognitive decline. For many seniors, this is heartbreaking. They take the medication, hoping to feel more stable and emotionally balanced, yet over time it can undermine both memory and mood. Take Margaret, a 67-year-old from Illinois. She was prescribed Paxil to manage anxiety. Within a year, she noticed she couldn't remember conversations and had trouble focusing on reading. Her doctor eventually switched her to sertraline, and her mental clarity improved. So what are the safer steps? Seniors should avoid paroxetine if possible. The American Geriatric Society even lists it on the Beers criteria, a guideline of medications considered risky for older adults. Safer alternatives include SSRIs like sertraline Zoloft or escitalopram Lexapro, which do not carry the same memory risks. In addition, supporting brain health naturally with B vitamins, especially B12 and B6, may help boost mood and focus. The takeaway is simple. Not all antidepressants are equal when it comes to senior health. Paroxetine may look modern, but its hidden anticholinergic effect makes it dangerous for memory. Seniors deserve safer options that protect both mood and mind. Number 2 is antipsychotics. You may have heard names like Seroquel, Risperdal, or Ziproxa. These drugs were originally designed to treat serious mental health conditions such as schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. But here's the concerning part. Today, many seniors are prescribed these medications off-label for issues like trouble sleeping, restlessness, or behavioral changes linked to dementia. At first, they may seem to help. They calm agitation and make patients easier to manage in nursing homes or hospitals. But the cost to the brain is enormous. Antipsychotics work by suppressing dopamine, a chemical that affects motivation, focus, and memory. When dopamine drops too low, the brain becomes sluggish. Seniors on these drugs often appear flat, disconnected, or zombie-like. Families sometimes describe it as losing the person they knew, even though their loved one is still physically present. Research has raised red flags. A major study following tens of thousands of older adults found that seniors who took antipsychotics were more likely to experience faster cognitive decline. They also faced higher risks of stroke, falls, and even sudden death. Take Frank, a 78-year-old from California. After showing mild confusion, he was given Seroquel in a nursing home to keep him calm. Within months, his personality seemed to vanish. He stopped engaging with family, slept most of the day, and lost his independence. His children later learned the decline was worsened by the drug, not just dementia itself. So what are the safer steps? First, ask why an antipsychotic was prescribed. Is it truly necessary, or is it being used for convenience? Non-drug strategies can often help, creating daily routines, reducing noise, improving lighting, or addressing pain that may cause agitation. If medication is absolutely needed, doctors can use the lowest dose for the shortest time possible. The lesson here is urgent. Antipsychotics may calm behavior, but they can also rob seniors of memory, independence, and even life itself. Always ask questions and explore safer alternatives before accepting these prescriptions. Number 1 on our list isn't a single drug. It's something far more common and far more dangerous. It's called anticholinergic polypharmacy. That means taking several medications that all block acetylcholine at the same time. Here's how it happens. Senior might take diphenhydramine at night for sleep, then add oxybutynin for bladder control. Later, they're prescribed amitriptyline for nerve pain. Each drug on its own may cause only mild memory issues, but together, their effects stack up. The brain's supply of acetylcholine is drained from multiple angles, leaving neurons struggling to communicate. Research shows just how serious this can be. In one large study, seniors with the highest anticholinergic burden had more than double the risk of developing dementia within 10 years, double. And the saddest part is that many seniors don't even realize they're on anticholinergic drugs. The labels don't say memory risk. They say PM, allergy relief, sleep aid, or pain relief. The result can be devastating. Seniors lose clarity, forget conversations, and become less independent. Families think it's normal aging or early Alzheimer's, when in reality, the brain is being chemically overloaded. Take Dorothy, a 76-year-old from Ohio. She was on 3 different medications, all with anticholinergic effects. Her decline seemed unstoppable until a pharmacist reviewed her medication list. With her doctor's help, they slowly tapered off the risky drugs and switched to safer options. Within months, Dorothy's energy and memory improved. So what can seniors do? The most powerful step is a medication review. Bring every pill prescription, over-the-counter, even supplements to your doctor or pharmacist. Ask them to check for anticholinergic burden. There are tools they can use to calculate your overall risk. From there, you can make a plan. Deprescribe what isn't necessary. Replace risky drugs with safer alternatives, and protect your brain's chemistry. The key message is this: drug-induced dementia is often preventable and sometimes reversible. By reducing the anticholinergic load, many seniors regain clarity, confidence, and independence. Polypharmacy may be the hidden threat to brain health, but it's also the hidden opportunity to take control. We've talked about the 9 medications most linked to memory problems, but here's the good news. There are simple, everyday steps you can take to protect your brain and support senior wellness. These tips don't replace medical care, but they can make a big difference. First, focus on nutrition. Your brain needs fuel to stay sharp. One of the most important nutrients is vitamin B12. Low levels are common in seniors and can cause confusion and fatigue. Foods like salmon, tuna, eggs, and fortified cereals are good sources. Some people may need supplements. Ask your doctor to check your levels. Omega-3 fats are another brain booster. You'll find them in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. Leafy greens, berries, and whole grains also support memory and focus. Second, keep moving. Exercise isn't just for the body, it's for the brain. A daily 30-minute walk increases blood flow to the brain and helps new brain cells grow. If walking is difficult, try chair exercises, light yoga, or even dancing in your living room. The key is consistency. A little bit every day goes a long way. Third, train your brain. Just like muscles, your brain gets stronger when you use it. Simple activities like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, or card games can help. Learning a new skill such as playing an instrument, speaking a few words of another language, or even cooking a new recipe challenges the brain in powerful ways. Fourth, protect your sleep. Good sleep is critical for memory. Stick to a regular bedtime and wake-up time. Keep your bedroom dark and quiet. Avoid screens before bed. And remember, relying on PM pills or sedatives can backfire. Work with your doctor to find healthier sleep solutions. Fifth, review your medications. This may be the single most important tip. Once a year, bring all of your medications, prescriptions, over-the-counter pills, and supplements to your doctor or pharmacist. This brown bag review can uncover hidden risks and reduce your overall medication load. Finally, stay socially connected. Loneliness and isolation speed up memory decline. Call a friend, join a community group, or volunteer. Even a short conversation each day keeps your brain engaged and your mood lifted. The key message is this: memory loss is not always inevitable. With the right lifestyle choices and careful medication management, many seniors can stay sharper, longer. We've covered a lot, so let's finish with a simple checklist. Here are 5 action steps you can take this week to protect your memory. 1. Check your labels. Look for over-the-counter medications marked PM, nighttime, or allergy relief. These often contain diphenhydramine, which can harm memory. 2. Ask about safer alternatives. If you're on a medication for sleep, anxiety, bladder issues, or reflux, talk with your doctor. There may be safer options that protect both your body and your brain. 3. Support your brain with nutrition. Add foods rich in vitamin B12, omega-3s, and antioxidants. Ask your doctor if supplements are right for you. 4. Schedule a medication review. Bring all of your pills, including prescriptions, over-the-counter meds, and supplements, to your doctor or pharmacist. A brown bag review can reveal hidden risks and lower your overall medication burden. 5. Pay attention to brain fog. If you notice sudden confusion, forgetfulness, or personality changes after starting a new drug, don't ignore it. Write it down and discuss it with your healthcare provider. Remember, small steps add up. Checking your medicine cabinet, adjusting your lifestyle, and asking the right questions can help keep your memory strong and your independence intact. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these medications are you currently taking? Have you ever noticed brain fog, forgetfulness, or changes in mood after starting a new pill? Your story could help someone else in our senior wellness community. So don't be shy, share your experience in the comments below. Do you plan to ask your doctor about your medications this week? Or have you already switched to safer alternatives? Your thoughts might give hope to another senior or family who is going through the same struggle. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We share weekly tips to help older adults stay strong, healthy, and independent. Before we close, one important reminder. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not your doctor, and this is not medical advice. Never stop or change a medication without talking to your healthcare provider first. Your doctor knows your health history and can guide you safely. Protecting your memory starts with awareness. Together, by asking questions, reviewing our medications, and making healthier choices, we can fight back against drug-related memory loss. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.